Can Tesla reach 300 before the end of the year? Let's dive into the recent earnings report. Welcome back, Chris and Thomas. Today we're talking about good old Tesla, of course. But before we get started, I just want to play a quick video clip of something I said a few weeks back. For me, it's Tesla. Tesla is one of those picks I think you could easily trade, or it could be a long-term investment for some. I mean, I'm looking at the daily price swings. It really makes it easy to trade if you don't get too greedy. That's an important thing to note. But the reason is easy here. Elon Musk is polarizing, as we know, so that makes Tesla volatile day to day. He talks, the stock moves. He doesn't talk, the stock still moves. So pick an entry point and just wait, like we like to say. So it's pretty easy to scalp 5 to 7% over a few days just based on a news cycle. So from an investment standpoint, Tesla looks high at the moment, 224, which, by the way, I've watched that move up from the 180s recently. And that's where the trades would come in. But $300 a share, I think that's likely to be seen in the next few months. So here I was saying that Tesla could reach $300 before the end of the year. We got close in July here. Earnings came out, and while they weren't bad, they weren't blowout. And for Tesla, we know that that's just not enough. So a pullback is inevitable, but how much of one are we looking at? Is my call of $300 in danger here?
Yeah, so I think this market's at a top. The 300 target was a good one, but I think we hit it. The recent high was 299.29, and I think that's close enough to count. And like you were saying, the Q2 results were not really good enough to spark a rally, and I see a pullback in play.
So is a pullback an opportunity, Thomas? I mean, I'd be good with a pullback, honestly, but what are you saying with that?
Well, right, the results are awesome, so don't get me wrong. But there is something wrong when deliveries rise 83%, but revenue only grows 47% and profits only go 20%. And that's something wrong is the pricing. So they lowered their prices to boost sales. They boosted sales, but that cut deeply into the top and the bottom lines. And that's not supposed to change anytime really soon. And so ultimately, the results were really only as expected in regard to the delivery numbers because they pre-released a few weeks ago. I think all those factors are in play. I think that a lot of that strength from the delivery figures is priced into the market. We're going to give up those gains and maybe more.
So you're saying I shouldn't count you as a Tesla bull, Thomas? I mean, you don't seem to have the confidence like I do.
Right. So I'm a Tesla bull, but I definitely see a pullback happening. And because this is Tesla, the pullback could gain a lot of momentum. You just got momentum traders and swing traders trying to get into it. But I think that there is an opportunity here. The market will bottom soon. How deep the correction gets really is anybody's guess because even the analysts don't really know what the stock is worth. I mean, the consensus is 25% below the current action, but the range of targets is from like 35 to 350. That's humongous. Somewhere in the middle is reality. The market will figure that out. It'll show a bottom then, and then it'll be time to buy some more.
All right. Well, Thomas, if Tesla falls 25%, I'll be buying. You can count on that. Chris, are you in agreement with Thomas? I'm looking for you to provide some balance between this.
Well, I don't own Tesla, but if Tesla falls 25%, I may change my mind on that. Don't hold me to it, but 25% below, where it was before, that's pretty tempting. Look, the market's been unpredictable, even irrational by most investors' feelings. But if there's one thing that's predictable is that Tesla was looking a little toppy. And so unless they hit a grand slam or drop the mic or however you want to say it, that unless they had that kind of an earnings report, the stock was going to fall. And so to me, I think what's going on this morning is pretty predictable. It's bold of Elon Musk to have a strategy where he's saying he's deliberately willing to sacrifice margin for volume. But this is Elon Musk, and it's not the first time he's made statements like that. And as they say, it's not bragging if you can back it up. And so far, the pricing strategy appears to be working in terms of what Musk wants it to do. Musk is saying he's doing it to drive volume, and right now volume is accelerating. But Thomas said something that's really super important, and that's that most analysts don't know how to price Tesla stock because they're still looking at it as just a car company.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chris, right. They aren't just a car company. We've mentioned that many times here on the channel.
Yeah, and I know Thomas has mentioned this before. I've mentioned this before. The long-term story with Tesla is about energy. It's about energy trading. It's about charging networks. It's about power production. And then, just for good measure, Musk threw in that little blurb about they're going to be investing $1 billion into what they have. Their code name is Project Dojo, which is committed to ramp up their development of autonomous driving software. And that's actually another reason why the stock's getting beaten down a little bit today, because analysts don't like to hear about companies spending $1 billion at a time when their profit margins are getting lower.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. But Tesla's going to become an AI play. Self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, $1 billion of cloud infrastructure. That's a huge AI play for Tesla. So that's part of why it's hard for the analysts to value it. There's always the Musk factor. This isn't GM. This isn't Ford. This is like an OEM combined with Apple. I mean, it's like it's hard to value it.
Right. I think Palantir is probably another one that we have talked about before that's a similar way. It's tough for analysts to really get their arms around what exactly it is, because it's a little bit of a lot of things, and it's hard for them to come to what the valuation is.
Right. Well, back to Tesla. There you have it. We'll, of course, be keeping an eye on Tesla right here at Market Beat, but we want to know what you think about Tesla. I'm not sure the three of us are quite in agreement here, as you can see, but leave us a comment down below what you think. Start your comment with, I agree with Lacey, Thomas, or Chris. Fire away. We'll answer your comments. We love to see our viewers get engaged with these topics. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.